Hey guys, Cpolt here and I'm back for another review, and today we're gonna check out the TRN BA5. So it's been a long time since I'm looking for, one of the top one here in this channel, especially in the $50 range. The TFZ T2 has been, in that kind of throne for, the past year. But maybe we have a replacement now. We have a new king in the block with a TRN BA5. But of course, big thanks to Luck LZ and Boo Easy from AliExpress. Links down below for their shop. Use my links, it will help out the channel a lot. But of course, let's take a look at the box first. TRN BA5, 10 drivers, 5 BA drivers, professional grade, in-ear monitor, 3.5mm jack, full BA, so all BA from the bottom to the top, 0.75mm pen type, 101 dB sensitivity, and 20 ohm impedance. Of course, I did already an unboxing of this. Links up here, check that one out, and we're gonna take a look at the IEM now. But of course, in the box it comes with a typical TRN cable, the all black cable. Of course, in the grand scheme of things, I do like black cables in general, but of course in this kind of price range, of course I'm wishing to get maybe an 8-core cable, but being black and understated, it's not so bad. It comes with pre-formed ear hooks. You have a small straight plug, which is something I like. So also I do want to point out that in the package it does come with ear tips. So this package is just a fluke. It's supposed to have some ear tips. So that was clarified to me by TRN. So yes, you will get some ear tips in your package. So this is what the IEM looks like. Of course, it's kind of a blocky kind of design. So TFZ-ish design or BA10-ish design because of that kind of blocky design. But anyways, it kind of looks like that, but I do like the design overall. I do like the color. It's kind of like a dark gray color, which is something I like. Old TRN logo, which is something I like. And of course, in terms of build, again, it has that kind of fins, which is something I really like because it is comfortable and really stable on the ear. So in terms of the shape, I do like this shape. It's also made of all metal and a very nice feeling metal overall. So this one of the better built in that kind of price range, definitely. So it's not super big in the ear, and I'm digging the look also overall because of that black look. And also the fit is one of the best that I've worn in the price range. It just hugs my ear really nicely. Fit is really good. It's like a custom IEM kind of fit on the ear. One of the best shapes and fits that I have ever tested in the channel. In terms of isolation also, this isolates really well. Again, one of the best because of that shape, that custom IEM kind of shape. It kind of hugs your ear, so isolation is really good with the TRN BA5. In terms of comfort, these are actually pretty good also because of that fins. It has that breathability on the ear, so I can see me wearing this for a long listening session without any issues. Stability is also really good in this. So I'm raving about the design overall, but I do like the overall package overall. I don't have any major issues so far. Right now, let's proceed to the most exciting part, which is the sound. So right off the bat, I really like the TRN BA5, and I do think that this is the best sounding TRN yet. And I actually won't stop there. So for me, this is now the top one recommendation under $50 here in this channel, and here is why. So it's a kind of a U-shaped sound in terms of the measurements. But this is my favorite tuning out of all the TRN so far. It has a little bit of brightness on top. It doesn't have too much bass, which is sometimes the issue with other Chi-Fis. This is more controlled bass at the bottom, and this also has a lot of detail across the range with that all BA kind of setup. This kind of reminds me of the CCA C12, but make it better tuned and also more revealing sounding. So right off the bat, also I do like this over the CCA C12. So the highs are well extended, no peakiness at the top. It's airy, also has some shimmer, but actually not the most extended that I've heard. So it's not super duper bright. It has a touch of sibilance. This more controlled with the TRN BA5. So this can be used also for some monitoring because it has a good detail on top and also dry sounding, clean sounding on top. So definitely, if you love highs, this is something again that you can consider. In terms of mids, this is rich mids, more in the clean side, but this is also thick mids. Again, a lot of detail in the mids and also revealing mids. So sometimes in that kind of price range, the $50 price range, the mids take a hit. It's kind of laid back compared to the highs and bass, but this is not like that with the TRN BA5. This is revealing mids and also nice detail and also airy mids as well. So again, I'm a big fan of the mids here. Highs is good, mids is good. I would give high marks for the mids. The bass is tight. Of course, this is a BA bass. and also attack is fast, and the decay is fast as well, so you have that tight bass. For bass heads, actually, this is not a super duper forward bass, so you may not survive with this, but this is definitely still substantial and present in the mix. So I like that it has a tight and fast bass overall. So for double peds music, you like this one. And also still for some monitoring, this is fast bass, and you can definitely hear the bass from your drummer. So I do like this, and it doesn't bleed to the mids as well. This is a well-controlled bass with a BA5. And this kind of bass also not, a kind of boomy bass, is a tight bass. It improves separation a lot because for some IEMs, because of the boomy bass at the bottom, it smoothens out the mix a bit and separation takes a hit, but it's not like that with the TRN BA5. Because of the tight bass here, separation is really good. The soundstage here, much like any TRNs, are expansive. It's in the big side. Again, one of the biggest that I've heard. So definitely very high marks here for the soundstage. Imaging is good, not in the 10T3 levels. If you're gonna mix, 10T3 will still have better imaging compared to this one, but this is not bad. This is actually close in terms of imaging compared to the 10T3. Separation is very good here. I'm really impressed by the separation in this one because again, all BA sound, dry sound across the range. You can definitely hear the instruments here in nice detail also with each instruments. So definitely a nice separation here. In terms of detail, this is a really detailed pair. Again, the mids are nice, also highs are nice, bass is nice, and you can definitely hear some micro detail, especially with that BA setup. And it's also revealing here with the BA5, so detail again takes good marks here. So it's much like the CCA C12. This has good detail as well, but this is even more revealing compared to the CCA C12. Response is also pretty fast, again with that BA response. Everything is tight in this, so this can resolve even fast guitars really well. The bow in the violin, it can resolve it really well. So the response is also really good with the BA5. So yes, in terms of sound, I can't say much about this. I really like this across the range. I don't have any major issues. It's rich sounding across the range and also nice detail across the range. And it's also lively sounding across the range and kind of an airy sound with that BA kind of sound. So it excels in everything in all our categories, and that is a surprise for me. Actually, I didn't expect an IEM like this to come in 2019, but thank you TRN, you gave us this for our pleasure. So now we're gonna compare it to the other top guns here in this channel, so bear with me on this. We're gonna compare it to 4 or actually 5 IEMs because this is now our top 1. You guys need to know how this compares with our top recommendations. So versus the TRN V90, so again, I like the BA5 more. The V90 is warmer, less highs in comparison. The BA5 is brighter and also more revealing. The V90 is more relaxed in comparison. The BA5 is more revealing, also better detail in the BA5. A tighter and cleaner sound overall in the BA5. The tuning is better in the BA5. The bass is more boomy in the V90. It's tighter in the BA5. So overall, the BA5 is a more technically capable IEM and better sounding, also better tuning than the V90. So the BA5 hands down is the better IEM. So compared to the 10T3, the T3 is brighter on top, still more accurate than the 10T3, but actually again, the BA5 is not far off. Detail-wise, it's similar. Overall, the tonality also is similar, kind of a dry, clean sound. So both of them you can use for some monitoring. The 10T3 has a smaller stage, thinner mids. So that's one of my major gripes with the 10T3 in terms of the mids. It's kind of a clean and also thin side. More toned down sound stage with the 10T3. Toned down bass, again, not a lot of bass with the 10T3. Better layering and imaging in the 10T3. So for mixing, 10T3 still, but is the BA5 far off in that regard? Not really. So right here in BA5 has thicker mids, more rich sounding, especially across the range, especially in the mids. Bigger stage, better separation, kind of a more airy sound, more revealing sound, especially in the mids. Tighter bass also, and also more substantial bass, more fun in the BA5. So while some parts of the 10T3 is more technically capable, especially in the highs department and also imaging department, overall in the whole package, I still do like the TRN BA5 more now. It has a 10T3 qualities for me, still tight sound, detailed sound, but bigger stage here, richer mids, and a bit more substantial bass that you can still use for some casual listening. So this is the first time I'm putting a TRN over the Tin T3. I do like the BA5 more than the Tin T3. So compared to the CCA C12, actually the C12 is closer, maybe the closest to the TRN BA5 in all my collection. So the CCA C12 is brighter sounding, but the tuning is better in the BA5, and the tonality is more balanced overall in the BA5. The CCA C12 has more laid-back mids, again more relaxed sounding in the C12. Smaller stage in the C12, more boomy bass, more relaxed sound overall in the C12. The BA5 is more revealing, a more balanced tonality across the range, more airy, also bigger stage, a better separation, and overall better tuning with the BA5. So the BA5 takes the cake on this. So even if the C12 is one of my daily drivers, I do like the BA5 more than the C12, and I think the BA5 will replace the C12 for me as my daily driver because they have similar use cases. They have a kind of a similar sound, so it's gonna replace the C12 for me as my daily driver. So compared to the number 2 here in the channel, the Blon 03, so this is close now. They both have good tuning. Both of them have really good tuning and the pleasing sound overall in the ears. The Blon is smoother sounding, the BA5 is more dry sounding. Both have some air as well, so it's both revealing sounding. So the Blon is more punchy, it also has good detail, but the BA5 is more detailed compared to the Blon. The Blon has a little bit more veiled mids compared to the BA5, so I'm really a fan of the BA5 mids. The BA5 is just more revealing. So the Blon is more fun sounding overall. Of course, that kind of boomy bass at the bottom. The BA5 is a mix of both. It's fun and you can still use it for some monitoring. So it's actually more versatile in the BA5. So yes, for a TRN, I think you hit a home run with this. Even if it's close in terms of the fight, I do prefer the BA5 more than the Blon because of the bigger stage, better separation, a more kind of versatile sound that you can still use for some monitoring. So I do like the BA5 more than the Blon 03. So compared to the top 1 here in this channel, compared to the TFZ T2, so this is now our major fight. So they're similar in tuning, but the TFZ T2 has more warmth at the bottom, more bass at the bottom, and also more laid-back mids in the TFZ T2. So actually this improved on the TFZ T2 in terms of the overall signature. So the T2 has more boomy bass, more tight in the TRN BA5. So the T2 is smoother sounding, the BA5 is cleaner, tighter sound in the BA5. Air is similar between both, they're both kind of airy sounding. The T2 is more punchy at the bottom. So definitely if you like a boomy punchy bass, the T2 might be for you. The highs are similar between both, well extended highs between. The mids are more rich actually in the BA5, so I do like the BA5 mids more than the TFZ T2. The bass is more punchy in the T2, but it's more tight in the BA5. In the grand scheme of things, it will be up to you actually. For bass heads, you may survive with the TFZ T2, but for me, I do like the more kind of technical sound with the BA5, so I do like the bass here more. So it's a more controlled bass overall. It's kind of a more technically capable bass, so I do like the bass here more. Detail-wise, it's more detailed in the BA5, especially in the mids department. It's rich sounding in there, more revealing also. TFZ T2, even if it has good body, it's still more laid back compared to the BA5. So actually, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are pretty okay with the detail in terms of the mids before, but after you hear the BA5, you really will see the difference. So it's really nice here in terms of the detail retrieval. Response is faster in the BA5. Separation is better in the BA5. So this is a tough fight, but actually because of the more revealing mids in the BA5, also better separation in the BA5, I would give the edge down to the BA5, which makes this again our top 1 pick here in this channel. Alright, so verdict. So TRN BA5. So TRN, congratulations for your new IEM in the BA5. I would say this is a landslide victory for me. I do like this across the range. Really good build, really good fit. That kind of sound and the whole spectrum is just really nice. Big stage. I can say enough about the TRN BA5. So if you're looking for a $50 earphone, this is something that you can consider. This is now my top 1 recommendation here in this channel, and I'm looking for a long time for an IEM that will beat the TFZ T2, and now we have the TRN BA5 BA5. So yes, I highly recommend this. So that is my review of the TRN BA5. Of course, if you learned something, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And also, I did a sound test of this and also unboxing. I'm gonna link it down in the comments below. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.